2NURFM News for our sponsor, Cartier Jewellery. Always unique, always quality. Toronto Town Square.
It's 2 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Belinda De Lasheras with 2NURFM Hunter News. A 47-year-old Gateshead man is currently fighting up to 8 sexual assault charges following a number of incidents alleged to have occurred in Newcastle between 1985 and 1990. Police claim the male sexually assaulted a boy under the age of 16 repeatedly over the 5-year period, when the two were members of an Adamstown Church Boys Brigade. Vanessa Allen Erickson from Police Headquarters says investigations are ongoing.
Officers attached to Newcastle City Local Area Command at 11:15pm yesterday arrested a 47-year-old man at a home in Gateshead. He was charged with sexual assault and sexual intercourse with a person under 16 years. Police investigations are continuing.
He's been granted conditional bail to appear before Belmont Local Court on November 5. One Steel has announced a decision to sell off land at its Mayfield site and lease it back in a bid to reduce debt. The company has struggled with plummeting share prices, but insists there's no plans to close any of its Newcastle facilities. Australian Workers' Union Secretary Richard Downey says it's unlikely the leaseback proposal will impact employees.
Due to the drop in the share price and the debtorarium, that they're seeking a buyer to purchase part thereof their land of Mayfield as a leaseback arrangement. Again, my understanding is that this is in no way, shape or form a beginning of the end of the shutdown of One Steel / Arium on the Mayfield site in Newcastle.
The New South Wales government is standing by its decision to cancel up to 3 state petroleum exploration licences, including one in the Bylong Valley. Resources Minister Anthony Roberts confirmed the announcement yesterday, following concerns about the completion of exploration projects and a failure to comprehensively engage with the community. Secretary of the Bylong Valley Protection Alliance, Craig Shaw, says it's likely the government's just scratching the surface.
On the surface, the Minister is talking about community consultation and failure to progress an exploration program. They may well be the most robust in terms of seeking to deny a licence. However, it could well be that there are other issues behind the scenes that we're not entirely privy to. We have to watch this space as these things unfold and see whether there are other forces at play.
Labor is accusing the Abbott government of complacency towards defence personnel at Williamtown RAF Base, which could see a fall in wages over the next 12 months. It comes after the government requested the Defence Force Remuneration Tribunal approve a pay offer of just 1.5%, relinquishing some recreational and Christmas leave. The tribunal is preparing to deliver its decision imminently. A woman has suffered serious arm injuries after being bitten by a dog at Windale while trying to separate her canine and another which were fighting. The incident follows a spate of dog attacks in Lake Macquarie, including one in which a dog was killed. Council's Rangers manager Keith Stevenson is reminding residents to keep their pets under control when in public.
In the first case, a lady was walking her dog and 2 other dogs that weren't on leads actually attacked that dog. So again, it comes down to people making sure that their animals are under control at all times so that the risk of attacks is minimised.
The first 5-storey hotel to be built in Rutherford has been given the green light by Maitland Council. The development was approved last night despite concerns the tall grey building would prove to be an eyesore. Maitland Mayor Peter Blackmore says he isn't oblivious to the concerns, but believes the development is what the city needs.
We are the fastest growing inland city in New South Wales at this moment. And so therefore it goes hand in hand that we have developers that have the confidence to put their money into such developments in the city. And I think it's very exciting, and yet I can understand concerns over the height.
2 HMRI researchers have received a $25,000 grant to further their work on developing a peanut allergy test. The funding announced at last night's Hunter Children's Research Foundation Awards will expand their trial of a biomarker derived from nitrous oxide levels in a patient's breath. Researcher Dr. Adam Collison says the next stage involves the development of other diagnostic procedures.
We're identifying a blood test that will help us to differentiate between people who will have a really severe allergic reaction to peanut and those who will have a moderately severe reaction to peanut. It's going to be a relatively simple test. We'll just take a blood sample, and in that sample we're looking at some markers of inflammation.
In finance, the All Ords is up 18 points at 52.22, and $1 Australian is buying 87.07 US cents. Now with sport, Tandi Chindovi.
Maitland Jr. Greg Bird is reaping the rewards of his recent strong form in the NRL after earning a test call-up in Australia's 24-player four-nation squad. He'll join night second rower Beau Scott and 18-year-old debutante Sione Matauta in the Kangaroos side to take on New Zealand, England and Samoa over the next several weeks. It caps off a stellar season for the 5'8", who captained the Prime Minister's 13 to a 34-16 victory against Papua New Guinea over the weekend. Newcastle Mayor Lucia Valentina remains the firm favourite to clinch Saturday's $3 million Caulfield Cup. She's drawn barrier 12 out of a field of 18 for the 2,400-metre race. The Hunter's big hope is currently sitting at $4.40. And North defender Matt Dawson is on a high after being one of 5 rookies named in Australia's preliminary 27-man side to contest hockey's Champions Trophy Series. That's sport. I'm Thandi Chindoya.
2 in your RFM News Time is coming up to 2:06.